capital. And right now.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Okay, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of the children of Israel, people of Negro, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indian descent. Okay, your girl Catherine, she never let you down. Personally, I think this woman is a Jake, man. Really, straight up. Because again, as far as knowing certain knowledge, man, this woman does not fail, man. Especially as far as the prophecies is concerned. But here in this clip, she took a twist. She took a whole different turn, man, and you got to listen to what she says. And this is important. How you think you've experienced something, especially as far as the spirit goes, as far as Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai dealing with us and making sure we go through that fire of affliction, man, and whether it's physical or whether it's mental, that's literally going to turn up a little notch, especially when we hit those last days. And that's why it's important that, as the scripture says, that is it Isaiah 31:32? I may be wrong on that, but as the scripture says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Okay, hold on. I can't pull it up on this device. I'll show you why in a minute. Something about this device. I don't know what happened or what caused it to happen, but I can't do any searches anymore. This devil. But Isaiah 33:6, Salaki. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. And it's not a mystery on the word stability, which is pretty much firmness, as the scripture says, and steadiness, being stable, especially whatever we're going to go through, man. You're going to have to simply deal with it, man, but the elect's going to deal with it, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to give the elect that power and that strength to deal with whatever we're going to go through, man. And again, as I mentioned, that affliction can consist of you physically and mentally, man, or both. Which a lot of us are experiencing both, with a few others. But just listen to what she has to say.
I think you have intergenerational pools of capital, and right now they are over influenced by occults. So I think you have interdimensional intelligence, which is operating demonic intelligence.
Interdimensional demonic intelligence.
Yeah.
And she's correct. And she's correct. Ephesians, what's that? Ephesians 6? Ephesians 6 and 12, to be more specific. But let's start here. Let's get Ephesians. I can't pull it up on this. As a matter of fact, I can pull it up on my app here. Ephesians 6. Oh, here comes a demon. So like I had to pause it. I had to flee a demon, and that's the spirit. As soon as I start recording, here comes a demon. Literally. It's these demons of this world, man. Family and just people, period, man. They're demons in this world, man. And that's how the spirit works, man. It does whatever it can to prevent you from doing the Lord's work. Period. It's to prevent you. They do everything they can to prevent, whether they're doing it willingly or unwillingly or unknowingly or knowingly. It's just how the spirit works, man. You just have to learn to deal with it, period. You know? So as the scripture says here, and again, finally, my brethren, Ephesians 6 and 10, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Okay? The whole armor, man, that's this truth, and that's what's going to keep you, as this, again, as this, the precept in Isaiah 33 said, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. It's going to help keep you firm and grounded, you know? And believe me, it's, you know, the more and more the spirit of the Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai come upon this earth, man, the more and more of that spirit, man, wickedness is going to be at its all-time high. But at the same time, him dealing with his elect, their faith is going to be at an all-time high, man. You know? So the whole armor, which is his truth, exactly this truth that we've been assured to hold firm. You know, as the scripture said, the hope. I'm trying to quote the scripture that we've learned, and hold firm to it. I can't think of the scripture. I think it's. Let me think. Let me see if I can do a quick search here on this other device here. Hold firm. I think it's the scripture. I think it says, "Hold firm to that which we learned." You know, I mean, we're getting comforted by watching these things as far as the prophecies is concerned. Because it's exciting, man. You know, it's exciting seeing these things happen, especially what's going on with Amalek and the Persians. You know, and Russia. What's going on with Russia? You know, all the actors that's out east, man. You know, and seeing these things pick up another gear, that's comforting in itself, and it's showing and it's reaffirming us that the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's word is faithful and true. You know, so this thing is going down, especially after those non-believers, whatever what they think and what they believe and continue to push. You know, this thing is going down, man. It's going down. Okay. Oh, it might be Hebrews 3 and 6, but Yahushai has son over his own house, whose house are we, if we hold fast the confidence and the rejoicing of hope firm unto the end, holding firm to it. Let's see what that word firm hits. Let's see what that word firm gives us. Here. Firm, the bobeos. Bebayos. Bebayos.
Strong's G 949. Bebayos.
There it is again. Being stable and sure and trusty. All right, so let me stop my rambling and let's get to the video here. You know, and I'm gonna come back to this Ephesians 6 because I didn't finish reading it.
Yep. So
Dimensional demonic intelligence.
Yeah. Yep. So I think this thing about good and evil is real, and I can't find it anymore. I found it once. There were in the 30s a British.
You said that thing about good and evil and slocky for me stopping, but it's just what we do. This thing, as far as good and evil is concerned, where Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said he created them both, one against the other. And it's a scripture in Ephesians. I said Ephesians in the Apocrypha, and I think it's Sirach. And hold on, give me a second here. Let me see if I can find that real quick. And she's so correct on that. There's this force of good and evil. A good and evil. When you watch television shows, and especially these movies that these Edomites make, even in their books they write, even their DC and Marvel comic books, there's always good versus evil. And all over television, sitcoms or movies or whatever, it's always that presence of good versus evil. You know, I'll find it. It won't take me long to find it. There you go. It's Ecclesiasticus 33. Okay, and it says this here. And let's start at verse. Um, let's start at verse 13. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as likened him best. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. Okay? So, again, it's lucky for me pausing and because that's just what we do. We continue to go into these precepts and hopefully for the hope of opening your eyes to give you that understanding. So let's play this some more here.
Yep. So I think this thing about good and evil
Just
is
gonna be
real.
cool.
And I can't find it anymore. I found it once. There were in the 30s, a British physicist got up and said, we are being manipulated, but from other dimensions by intelligent beings from other dimensions. So I think, if you study Christianity and you read the Bible, you're dealing with both divine intelligence and demonic intelligence. And I think too much of the leadership has gotten deeply involved in the occult and
Oh my goodness. Let's get back to that again. Let's get back to this scripture. And I'm gonna close here. This is just beautiful, man. That the people don't want to listen to the prophets of the Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So when these so-called Edomites come out and start speaking, and it tends to grab the attentions of the people. So here it is coming out of the mouth of a so-called Edomite's mouth, man. Which again, the information this woman gives to the world, man. Personally, I just think only a Jake would do that. So could be wrong, but that's why the angels have to come and do the sifting. Matthew's 13th chapter. All right, so back to Ephesians. Back to Ephesians 6, and check it out. Reading it in. I'm gonna read it in the three books here. After 6 and 11, put on the whole armor of the Most High, so that you will be able to stand firm against the strategies of the devil. For we are not fighting against flesh and blood, enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities. This is verse 12. But against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in this dark world, and against evil spirits in heavenly places. Who therefore put on every piece of the Most High's armor, so you will be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. And that's the time we're living in. This time of evil where it's going to turn maximum. He's going to turn the volume up to 10, man. Okay? Then after the battle, you will still be standing firm. There's that word firm again. And what's that? That's the NOT. Let's do the NIV. The NIV says it different too. Okay, verse 12. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authority. And it cracks me up how, I remember I've been out there on highways and on byways, and people would ask, especially being on campus, man, OSU campus, what Bible are you reading? Like it's going to make a difference. Like it's going to say something different that's going to give them some ammo to be like, oh, see, you were wrong there. What Bible are you reading? Well, I mean, let me start asking the question. What difference? What Bible would you like me to read? Like they're well versed on all of them or any of them. Anyway, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. And the God of this world, what? Is Satan. Who else could that be referring to? Satan, man. But hold up. A bomb. Let me throw another bomb at you. And let me throw another nuke at you here. And the word is mentioned. The word that's mentioned here is apparitions. Apparitions. Apparition. Not sure if it was 1P or 2. There we go. Apparition, Wisdom of Solomon, the 17th chapter. Okay, so it says this. I'm just going to read 1 and 7 and 15. We're partly vexed with monstrous apparitions, and partly fainted, their heart failing them, for a sudden fear and not looked for came upon them. Apparitions. So what's an apparition? I'm sure it might allow me to look this up. Apparition. A ghost or ghost-like image of a person. Man, and I'm always saying to people, man, there's that day coming where apparitions are going to appear and not leave. Because we've always experienced seeing something, you know. A lot of people would bear witness that they've seen something, and they would swear up and down something was there, you know, in the middle of the night, in a moment they were out just minding their business, cooking or doing something in their home, or hell, out in the middle of nowhere. They seen something and they could swear up and down something was there, and it looked gruesome and terrifying and horrible, but suddenly it was gone. Even after making sounds, and they would, you know, and suddenly it was gone. And I'm always telling people that day is coming where these things that, you know, that a lot of people deny are in existence, but a lot of witnesses are coming forth and bearing witness and testifying that they've seen something that they can't explain, but all they can do is refer to it as some monstrous ghost or wicked evil spirit. These things going to appear, man, and not leave. And they're going to come and do exactly what they were sent here to do, and please do what pleases Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and do what he commanded them to do. And they're going to take a whole lot of wicked souls with them, man. A whole lot of these wicked ass niggas take a whole lot of wicked souls up out of here, you know. So, you know, again, thought it was pretty interesting. So, you know,
Demonic
you might want to look up this woman, man. You know, start listening to a lot of what this woman says, man. But anyway, hope you're well edified. Till next time, Lord willing. Shalom.